Hi Hoopers, it's Courtney. It's like the first snow of the year. It's really cold and sleety and gross outside, so I decided to finally do some tutorials. Today I'm just going to do ISO because I don't have my camera and there's not much room on this computer screen or whatever. So I'll do some other tutorials, but I'm going to do like an ISO, like a regular isolation, ISO pop twist, and some other crap. So enjoy these tutorials. They'll be awesome, hopefully. We'll start with a regular isolation. It looks like this. There's lots you can do, so I'll just rage for a minute. Okay, so when I first started learning ISO, I learned going clockwise if the hoop is facing me this way. This is a forward ISO, I guess I would call it. But I learned backwards first. So here's how we'll start. You want your hand, palm of your hand up, and the hoop resting on top of it here. You're gonna bring it to, depending on the size of your hoop, just make sure your arm is standing out straight in front of you, not down here, not way up here, but just comfortably right in front of your face. Your hand is gonna flip, so your thumb is going kind of this weird opposite way. And you're gonna follow the perimeter of the hoop, which is key, all the way around. So you want to go to 6, and then to 3, and then to noon. And when you get to the top here, you're going to flip your hand not once, but twice again. So the thing that I see the biggest mistake people making is that their whole arm isn't moving. So if you keep your hoop still with the other hand somewhere, you're going to have to draw. This is the motion that your arm is going to be making. It's going to go all the way up. So your whole shoulder needs to be moving. This is just a regular hand spin, and people start to do this. They'll just grab it and give it a push. So to help yourself think about this in a better way, you can think of it like a penny, or a coin, like you're George Washington or whoever, I don't know. So let's start back up at the top again. Just in front of your face, hand flips to the right, and you want to go to 9 or 3 or whatever, down to 6, and up back to 9 or 3. And then when you get close to noon, you're going to try, when you first start this, it's not going to be a very smooth flip, but make sure you do your ISO slowly to start, because a lot of it is just muscle memory. So when you first start to learn this ISO, be very aware that your hoop is going to move from this transition here if you're going slow enough. As you get better, it'll be more smooth. So it's also good to practice ISO or regular hand hooping into ISO. So it looks like this, regular hand hooping, and then you're just going to have to start moving the perimeter of the hoop. So I want you to take a look at my arm here. It's barely moving at all for regular hand hooping, but when I turn into ISO, I'm going the entire perimeter of the hoop. So be sure that this is happening with your arm. And a little bit of troubleshooting, I know, is kind of hard to get the hoop really where you want it. I recommend practicing in a mirror. That always helps me so much because you'll see how it's supposed to look. So practice in a mirror or a window or whatever kind of reflection thing you can get. You can use a shadow, anything works. So actually watching myself on this video right now is making my ISO better, I think. I hope so. So this is your ISO backward. Again, it's 6, 3, noon, flip, this flip at the top is weird, because when you get up to here, when you first start doing iso, you're going to have to give it a little kick to make the hoop stay here, because if you do this too slowly, it'll bring your hoop down a little bit too much. So when you get in front of your body here, when your arms extended to the left or across your body, you're going to have to give it a little kick, and that'll help this area up at the top stay normal. And you also want to try some of that. Just get used to the hoop. It's all about getting comfortable with the hoop when you're working with iso. So you also might want to put like a hand here or something to help you, guide you. Make sure the hoop stays in your hand, in your other hand at all times. Don't hold on to it too tight, but make sure the hoop stays right in there and your arm stays at the same place. That'll help you to get your iso down. There's a lot you can do with iso. You can try forward iso. I didn't really learn this like by anyone or through any videos or anything. I was just practicing like, oh, I want to do a different iso. So you just have to practice. It's all muscle memory. I'm kind of working on one of these. I'm kind of working on one of these guys. These iso pops. So, you know, just play with your iso. Iso is definitely something that you want to try to work if you really love iso. Like with my minis, I've become a super iso hooper. Just like, you know, mini work. I'll show you these bouncies. Pretty gangster. You know. So with minis, it's a lot harder because you have a lot less space. So when you go from a big hoop to a mini, it's kind of weird. But if you're practicing iso, it takes a lot out of your hand strength or arm strength. It hurts. So try to use this like the lightest hoop you can. Iso with the kids hoop is kind of decent, but that's also a little bit more difficult like this. So that is your backwards iso. And there's your forward iso. I recommend just figuring it out yourself. There's no real rules. Play with your hoop. Work with the space that you have. And, you know, play, create, be awesome. There you go. Iso, isolation, basic isolation.